Hello, all. Greetings. I hope you're treating yourselves well, and of course, the others. My name is Clair. This is a reading of the next 7 days. I've been hearing a lot. It seems as though the Seven of Wands, yes. Judgment is upon us, people. This not being necessarily a derogatory thing, it's just kind of emanating. The land is being tested, what we've been putting out into the atmosphere. The past may be kind of, I'm hearing gurgling, but that's a weird word. Maybe bubbling up to the surface. You might have visceral feelings towards decisions you made in the past. There's a sense of feeling a little stuck. Maybe just in the past few days you felt a little stuck with the Chariot in reverse. I can attest to this. This past weekend I went out and drank for the first time in like a year, and I have been bedridden for like a day and a half. Since then. It has been so miserable. The people that go out and drink, you are mechanical. I don't know what it is, but it drags me to the ground. Like, I felt like I was living in the Earth's core. I was in like the 9th layer of hell for a little while. Maybe you felt like decisions have affected your mental health or your physical health in certain ways as of lately. Maybe even like past decisions have somehow regarded your current situation, and it's made you feel a little closed off. You could have been very progressive in ways, like you could have gotten pretty far in the form of mental health or acceptance of situations, feeling tied to people in ways. I don't know, there was a sense of like emotional give, whether it's just kind of like an I don't care anymore or an understanding of situations in a lighter way, just being like, it's not I don't care, it's more of like, it is what it is. Because this Queen of Cups, she has a bit of a scowl, so it seems your emotions have maybe taken hold of your voice. Maybe you have said some things, or maybe like raised your voice, said some things you didn't mean out of just like blindsidedness, or there's just judgment. When I say that, I feel as though maybe we've all kind of been trying to figure out ways that are like I think that we're all kind of on our path right now of like higher knowledge and like getting better as people or whatever. Like, I surely would think so, because we're sharing these moments now. But what I'm trying to say is, I think maybe in the past you like there's like a redemption arc sort of situation, and you've been, I'm hearing exotic, or maybe you've just been in your own territory, your own landscape for so long. You feel like even if things have kind of maybe blindsided you or come out of nowhere, there's with the, what is this, the 9 of Pentacles? Yeah, there's a sense of like you feel accomplished, and that is kind of the only thing that is keeping you going right now. I feel like your belief in self is the only attainable knowledge I'm hearing. But the 8 of Cups, things could seem very isolated, very like despair mode. I keep on looking at this toucan, so maybe you feel as though people might be talking behind your back, or you fear things you might have said, or maybe just like you did raise your voice, or you are trying to figure out how to deal with like anger perhaps in the next week. I think you're kind of addressing the fact that you might not have had it all. So yeah, the Six of Pentacles in reverse. I think that you have a sense of like, you're not dumb. You're not unaware to the point where like if something comes up and you were caught slipping, I think, recently. I think you've come really far. You've had yourself, like you've been building yourself up for so long that you kind of had it together, and maybe you were tested recently and you felt like you kind of passed, but it was like a pass fail almost. Like things are still good for you, but you've maybe been very sad lately. A sense of just not emotional fulfillment, and it's kind of like a strain right now. It doesn't feel good. Certainly. Oh my gosh, the Ten of Pentacles upright though. Okay, so this week ahead, it is definitely, I think you've been tested only simply because maybe things that in the past have come to a sentenced end is what I'm hearing. Like just like a passing. The things that you might have gone through in the past, you don't feel necessarily as bad as they did when you went through them in the past, but maybe you're having like symptom feelings or like almost similar feelings to things that you've been through, back at some point in your life. And the visceral feeling, I think, is kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm glad I'm not there anymore. I'm glad I'm not that person. I don't portray myself that way. I don't function in such ways anymore. I'm hearing no more. So it's just, I think that you should give yourself a little slack because you are on your way to like, I'm hearing redemption a lot. So there might just be like this whole thing of you in your head being like, I wonder what people remember about me. And necessarily I feel so different from that person that it doesn't matter what people feel about me. But at the same time, you have been tested. You're being tested still. Judgment is upon the land. So it's difficult. Things are like definitely a little difficult right now. 5, 6. Yeah, the Six of Wands. Wow. Okay. But we're good. We're getting places. So the Ten of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, I think after this week, major success. I think that if you have any communication with people that you care to this week, you should definitely speak your truth. Good back and forth, good communication. I'm hearing viable options. So there's a sense of like maybe you're being guided by the world as well, which is super. You didn't pass these recent tests that you've sought, or that have sought after you. I feel. I think you passed. So you are on to your next journey. The thing that maybe you feel you failed is something that you need to subscribe to in yourself and be like, okay, in order for me to have more emotional satisfaction in situations that I'm going to be put in that are similar to this in the future, I need to get that emotional wherewithal. I need to figure out what I need to do, like how to change that situation. Like your deficits, your downfalls. Don't put yourself in situations that you can feel those things again, if that's what it is. Like if it's as simple as don't drink anymore, like that's what I'm figuring. But like, it's just a matter of like, you kind of, I think you get what the give and take is. It's just a matter of your emotions have maybe tested you more than your environment has. And it's just emotional maybe because your past is like, just rearing its head a little bit and it's uncomfortable, but you are the King of Pentacles, and that is just an energy. It's someone who dignifies change but also understands their livelihood, necessities. Like I think you're willing to build on growth for people around you as of right now. Like, you're taking your emotions out of situations, so you can give that apology, you can give that advice. Your natural self leans towards, I'm hearing exemplary, but I think more, what is the word? Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. When you help other people, oh my gosh, something... Philanthropic. Okay. So you're feeling more philanthropic in a sense of like the people that maybe you've held at a certain distance, you are letting them into how you really are, maybe showing your true colors in certain ways, sharing resources perhaps, even if like, there's something about resources, but truth, honesty, dignity, those things have met you where you are because you're like natural self. Your natural self is just hardworking at this point. The Knight of Pentacles is slow moving. He is growing though. I feel as though maybe your emotional standings needs to be told that you planted those seeds and you've been working this whole time towards something that is going to be very wealth related in your own sphere. Like, it doesn't have to be necessarily like money or whatever, but it's you having common goals with people, you having sustenance, comfort, quality people around you, quality effort around you. It's whatever you desire, you're kind of attaining it in slow forms, because I think you as a person, like this week is kind of dedicated to understanding how far you've come, because I think you as a person maybe could teeter into like habits of when you get things, like you expect things in certain ways, or when you get things in certain ways, they affect you. And that, like, the best example I can see is like if you get something immediately, then you don't really understand the work that it took. And sometimes you can take for granted how hard it is to obtain certain things. Like it's that kind of notion. I feel like you needed to go through a few processes in order to dignify them in your life, take them seriously, understand that the relevance or timeliness, like how they might stand the test of time or something of that nature. Your emotional ground is being tested because I think your realities are coming to pass. Like, I think the things that you've been desiring, that strength, I'm hearing partnership, but it really just seems like people observing your growth as well. Like, I think people are going to start observing how far you've come from who you've been and what you've been. There's just a strong dignity, strong, like, the clouds are dissipating, I think, on maybe mistruth or misidentity in some ways. Like, even if people choose to want to not like you, it doesn't affect anything because your truth shows through. Yeah, the Six of Cups upright. I think that there's a cheers. Like, it's a sense of like all the things that you've been misrepresented or didn't understand at the time yourself. Things are becoming more clear. Things are becoming less entertainment and more of like lifestyle. I think you are kind of getting the reins of like how to apply yourself in ways that you don't feel like you're giving too much, or you don't have a feeling at the end where you have to think about it. I think it's going to become more natural after this week if you can Six of Swords in reverse. Maybe if you can somehow relinquish a lot of the thoughts that you've been thinking as of lately somehow. If it's meditation, just getting yourself out of the cycles or out of the situation. There is a desperate need to change Seven of Swords, just let time, spirit, effort show through. There's a need for you to kind of like back off yourself, back off of other people. I think that like other people are seeing your truth, but at the same time you are too. Like you might be becoming more patient with yourself, or just coming back into mental stability after maybe like slipping for a second, or like, you know, natural things like that. But it's good to see you come back. I think that you truly are about to like blow yourself away. The Queen of Swords in reverse. Oh my gosh, yes. This like, you've dignified a need for being like isolated, or like wanting to find personal solace in ways. I think that you really needed to like evolve yourself, and the tests were very hard and maybe even unfair in a sense, so you might not even understand why a sequence of events has occurred as it has, and I don't think it's your need to do so at this point. Like just for this occasion, for this feeling, this situation, I think it's your need to relinquish any harmful, despairing, discouraging feelings, anything that kind of tugs on you, makes you feel ill. What is that song? Makes Me Ill by NSYNC. Isn't that the song? I don't know. That song is really good. By that whole album, I'm pretty sure it's No Strings Attached. So good. But yes, there's a need for like lightening up the situation, and whatever way you can figure out, like whether it's like treating yourself to certain things, letting like always like, you know, let go of whatever you need to, but it's not that easy. I understand that. But setting your sights on different more lighthearted things as of right now, because judgment is upon us. I will restate that again. It does not pity fools. It doesn't take miserable feelings and cherish them. You know, like you can feel bad all day for yourself, but life kind of I keep on hearing I pity the fool, but it's like the opposite, you know, like don't dwell in misery or any of those feelings, because it's all coming for you. I think emotional investment, I'm hearing, is coming for you. The end of a plight, the end of an era, a reconceiving, a notion of like true love, affinity. There's just a good feeling on the horizon, like deep purple feeling, like this color is how I'm feeling in my head. So it all just feels very rich, and sorry. I'll do one of these cards, and you could be feeling yourself lately, maybe having really nice skin, or figuring out how to keep your skin clear, or maybe that's what you could apply yourself to this week if you needed something to do. Maybe find out a beauty regimen, like for like, you know, guys or girls, doesn't matter, or whatever you are, just like taking care of yourself in like ritualistic ways. Like if you do small things every day, it becomes a second habit. Like becomes really easy. The Knight of Coins, yeah, that's a reoccurring card as well. So slow motion has been the name of the game for you, and it might be kind of grueling, or almost feel antagonizing, like the world keeps on giving you small bits of things that you want and then rips them away, or, you know, it's like pestering feeling. But I think that this is just a matter of timing. It will all subside, and you've been hardworking. You've gotten so far, and this week is seemingly an end period. So it might not be so comfortable the whole time, but I think that's more emotional than physical at this point. So just, yeah, be kind to yourself and others. I'll reiterate, and you gotta know I love you. Pile 2, hello. Nice of you to join us. This is the next 7 days. Let's get it. Oh, this is very, very weird. Okay. You might have a connection to the first pile. This was the first card on the first pile. But this is in reverse, so maybe you don't actually. It's up to you to figure that out. Okay, anyways. 7 of Wands in reverse, though. So maybe people have confronted you in ways maybe more aggressively than usual. You could have been feeling like maybe people had hidden motives or have been acting around you, playing games. There's a sense of you kind of being on top of your social cue game. There's like 10 of Pentacles. So you feeling really inspired by the fact that you are socially aware. I think you're like ration towards okay, let me explain this better. So I think that you have like a a confidence because you know that you can like mentally duke it out in a lot of situations, like because you have seen how you've witnessed a ton of people. I know that sounds maybe obligatory, like everyone does, but no, I think that you have witnessed like actually so many weird people, so many cool people, like a gander of folks, a grip of humans. And that's really molded your environment. You might be in an environment that's of people that are not like you, or like you hang out or work with people that are not particularly like you. You get along with a lot of individuals. Whether you rub people the right way or not, afterwards or in the moment, I think that you can really stay afloat in general. There's a social cues that you can hold on to, and I don't think you really care how you affect other people. Just seemingly knowing that if you affect someone in a negative way, then I guess maybe there's a reason for that, and you should it's not for you to take it upon yourself. Maybe that's like kind of kept you from being like very close with a lot of people as of lately. Like you might have had a lot of friends in the past, but the Ace of Wands in reverse, I think you have been more silent as of lately. Maybe people don't know really what you're doing. You could be kind of like MIA. I think you're trying to figure out your next money move or your next financial decision. There's a sense of like you are trying to vastly get your environment going, or on the there's a sense of like rapid motion, but also you seeing that the timing is right. The timing has not. This is something with the Ace of Wands, yeah. So these came out together. And they were both in reverse, but I think that it's kind of showing that in the past you might have made bad decisions in certain forms, or just in general you kind of had like a certain outlook on like things that you are developing perspective towards as of lately. This week is going to be dedicated to you reapplying the knowledge that you have gone through. Like you've gone through something that was probably like earth-shattering lately, because these are 2-1 cards, so I'm thinking you came from the 10, which is life ruining sometimes, or it's just a sense of like feeling so depleted that you don't know where to go next, and maybe as of lately you're kind of seeing how you could move forward, but you don't see how. you see that you want to move forward in the next week. You're feeling very, maybe, okay, I'm seeing what's happened. You're feeling very inspired towards something, but don't know how to go towards it. That's what it is. I'm here. Okay, it might even be something that arouses, like you could be like sexually aroused towards, or just something that gets you going just mentally strongly. Like you have all these emotions that are being very stirred up. It could be like a passion project if it's not something that is like, sexual or intimate. I think maybe you're seeing like a lightness in life that is kind of sparking creativity, or you saying in ways how you could apply yourself creatively better. Maybe trying to figure out how you can improve yourself in the bedroom, or something about the bedroom. It keeps on coming up and I'm not really sure what it is. I just feel like maybe you're feeling very aroused. Creative energy is purposeful. It is like sexual energy is creative energy, and those two things very much coincide. So you could just be feeling a lot of both of those as of lately. And I think it's based off of like maybe sexual regression. Like you could have been feeling very that could be what this is. You might be feeling very sexually pent up because of lack of sex, having to walk away from a lot of mentally taxing situations lately. So you haven't had the time for people, places, or things, dating wise, or you're having to walk away from a person. But there is something that's got your eye. I think that you are like swiftly moving from one thing to the next. Like for some reason, it feels like you're moving fast this week based off of a give and take that you're deciding to take on. Like now feels like the time for you because of I'm hearing real world circumstances. So maybe you're feeling apt to make moves based off of what you didn't feel like motivated towards, or what you couldn't make a move towards at one point. The moment that you let go of the fear of what you're moving towards, I think that it will kind of slowly fall into your lap or your hands. It will, the fear will melt away. It will become a part of your bloodline, I'm hearing, or a part of your heritage or something. Ten of Wands is definitely, I think maybe in the middle of the week, you could be feeling kind of a sense of like, what am I doing? Despair hits you in the head randomly. It could just be because of observing situations that you're not taking in properly. I think there is a need for, if you can get communication, there's a need for that, because I'm seeing this red flag and it's making me think of like someone who says a bunch of things and it's either someone who says a bunch of things to make themselves feel better, like maybe someone emotionally dumps on you. That sounds grotesque, but maybe like something comes out of the blue at you this week in midweek or something bizarre. It feels weird, but this color is nice, so you won't necessarily like, it's not a let's figure out what that means. Feels weird though. With this green color, makes me think of, I've been having a lot of connections with those like scarab beetles, the green ones. There's like, I'm not really sure what they're called, but I've had tons around my area showing up all over the place. I was getting my oil changed today, and they're so majestic and beautiful, but at the same time, I always see them just like running into stuff and dead everywhere. Like I always see them on the ground places and running into like buildings or cars, or just like kamikazing, like roofs and stuff. They're just the most bizarre creatures because they hold so much like magic feel, but they're also just like bumbling fools, it seems. Yeah, I have a really special video with one, but also I feel like maybe if it could be a confirmation if you've been seeing those a lot lately, that this is that you're on your way to the 10 of Cups. So I think that, the 8 of Cups, maybe you need to let go of something fully, people, places, or things. There's a sense of maybe something is coming back and it's a cycle that's ending for you. It could be uncomfortable, but this week feels like closing out of cycles. I think it's the 10 is this week for you. I think you have a big, like, you could be seeing 10-10 a lot, or just like 10 in general, maybe X's in general, but like, like the numeral X, but I mean also whatever it is. But I think you might just be like seeing through the lines as of lately, making your moves outwards because nothing in the past is feeling relatable at this point, or like you understand the things. I think a lot of things are kind of like, maybe if you're holding anything in the past, it's very few and far between. You could be rebuilding relationships from the past, but it's just like very few of them. The 10 of Pentacles, or the 10 of Pentacles. So maybe you are feeling as though like having the 10 of Cups will lead to a 10 of Pentacles. Like, this is a situation that you're finding partnership, or you feel motivated towards someone that will aid you along your path, even if it's like not love or whatever. It doesn't even have to be like a soulmate or someone that's even that significant, but it just seems like maybe you might meet someone this week that kind of aids you along the way in some form or fashion. Very cryptic, but it seemed like I think you're just going to be radiating. The moon upright, though, cycles. You might be feeling like kind of suffer, like there's like a suffering feeling. Maybe that's what you've been going through lately. You might feel like you've just been suffering in silence, like suffering alone on your own planet, or creating. Maybe you're trying to create your own world because you're just like sick of it all. I'm not sure if it's been showing up a lot. The Knight of Cups is maybe you're hoping to balance out your emotions with someone. Maybe talking to someone will alleviate a situation, or you're wanting to confide in certain people in certain ways. There is an emotional bond that you are seeking out, and I think that it kind of might be seeking you out as well, because the 10 of Cups is very special. I think maybe you might have a little bit of time, like maybe you have been hiding what would be your true 10 of Cups or something for some reason, and your Knight of Cups. Okay, what I'm thinking is you following this feeling as of lately that kind of makes you feel motivated, or more creative, more inspired to live a more natural or true life. If you follow that notion, if you follow that feeling, it will take you out of this tainted arena that you've been hobbled in. I feel as though you feel maimed or something, like you're in a cycle of misfortune, perhaps. And I think the 10 of Cups is seeking you out because it's time. I think it's been a timing issue. I think you've been facing maybe some judgment because of the situations around you, but the time is up, I'm hearing, and I think that it's about to get really pretty for some reason. I think your environment's about to unfold before you. That sounds magical. So let's see. Six of Cups. A lot of these cards have been going similar to the... Yeah, I've done this reading and the last reading have had all the same cards, and between these decks that I've been using, it's the same cards popping up. So there's just a sense of probably everyone feeling in unity of despair, isolation, personal growth, letting go. I think judgment has kind of like wrung all of our necks, kind of like wrung us out like towels, so that we're kind of depleted in a lot of ways. It's a blessing and a curse because we kind of have to build ourselves back up after that. The Eight of Cups is showing up so many times, and that is signifying it's showed up 3 times between 3 decks in this one reading. So you need to walk away from either an emotional destabilizer, an emotional choice that you're making that is destabilizing you. There's something that is shaking your core or kind of making you untrustworthy or tampered with in certain ways. An emotional thing that maybe you get something from this emotion, or you could be like dwelling in lower vibrational feelings like, doubt, hate, fear, those sort of things, or just your environment is causing these sort of things around you. You need to let go of either what is a crutch emotionally or someone who is lagging you. They're dragging you down somehow, maybe. The Six of Cups, after you let go of that, I think there will be celebration. I think maybe people will start to float into your space more frequently because you'll be less weighed down. You'll be more lighthearted, more eager to be around people, and people will see, they'll feel better around you, kind of sense. I don't think you are necessarily a bad person, but you probably held a lot, like the Hermit in reverse. Maybe you chose to not be around people. So it's a time very soon that I think you're going to be more social. I think you're going to be coming out more frequently or expressing yourself in ways more frequently that feel more natural to you, and getting better results. So just you need to let go of some sort of emotional bounds that is this week. And I think that that's the most beneficial route for you to take. Yeah. And you gotta know I love you.